Denver Broncos. I feel like the Denver Broncos are that wild card team that either they can be really good or really bad. And if there was an 8-18, the Denver Broncos are going to be it. Now they do have a new quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. He is listed to start week 1 for them versus the New York Giants when they travel to New York. So, Mr. Torrey Anderson, what are some games that you have circled for the Denver Broncos?
None. They're going to be awful this year.
Wow.
I really don't. I don't have anything circled for them. They're going to be a non-factor this year. This is an organization trying to figure out if they need to rebuild or retool. And this year they've said, I think we need to retool, but they didn't retool with weapons. So I think this is a lost cause year for them. Like, really no game stands out for them or the next team that we'll talk about. Like, I mean, there's some teams like that they can play tough. Like, there again, it's the the Raiders Denver rivalry. Not as big as the KC Denver or the KC Raiders rivalry, but still that's the rival inside the division. So they need to figure out what they're going to do as an organization. I think John Elway is just completely lost as whatever his role is now with the team. He always tries to draft a quarterback, fails after he starts him for a year, and then will go sign a veteran the very next year. Like, that's his MO. And like, hope he strikes gold.
Yeah, he did strike gold with Peyton Manning for those 2 Super Bowl appearances. So maybe he can do it with like Teddy. I don't know, but the game
is Teddy Bridgewater Peyton Manning.
I'm not saying that, man. I've went out on the ledge and I've said some weird things.
Said Teddy Bridgewater is the next Peyton Manning.
And if you ask Soup Boss, I said that Tyrod Taylor is better than Deshaun. So take it what you will, read between the lines here. But I actually have faith in this Denver Broncos team. With that being said, I had that Week 18 game circled when Kansas City comes to Mile High Stadium, and I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs will already have that number 1 seed locked up in the AFC, so they won't be playing their boys. But Denver Broncos is fighting for that 7th and final playoff spot in the AFC. So I have that game circled, and I have the Denver Broncos actually winning that game, sneaking into the playoffs as a 7 seed and finishing the season 9-8. So I also have that Week 6 game circled with the Raiders because I feel like the Raiders are going to still kind of be relevant at that point. So the Raiders always give them a good game, obviously. But they have to win that game as well. So I have them going 2-4 in the division and only beating the Raiders twice. Or sorry, I had them beating the Raiders and the Chiefs in the division. What do you have as a record for the Denver Broncos?
I have them going 5-12 this year.
We are almost on the exact polar opposites of the scale there. Like,
yes.
5-12, and I have them sneaking into the playoffs.
Right. I don't see a playoff appearance for this team this year. And there again, I could be wrong. I like Teddy Bridgewater as a quarterback. Yeah. I'm basing off of how he played last year with Matt Rule in Carolina.
See, and there again, he played well.
I thought he played decent, but he did have no CMC. And so they became a one-dimensional. They were throwing in a lot offense.
Right. So, which that's not what Teddy Bridgewater excels at. You know, he excels at like a Tom Brady type offense. Get the ball out of his hands quick and run it 30 times a game.
And he does have Melvin Gordon, so he probably could run it 30 times a game.
True. So give me a player to watch for on the Denver Broncos.
Melvin Gordon. Hands down. He had a down year last year. They paid him a lot of money to come over from Los Angeles. And they didn't get a ton of production out of him last year. They cut Lindsey. They cut basically everybody else. They did draft Javonte Williams, who could be a threat to Melvin Gordon's carries. However, if Gordon plays like the running back that he can be, I think that he rejuvenates. He returns back to his Pro Bowl form. So for me, it's Melvin Gordon to set the pace for that offense. If Melvin Gordon can return to form, take the pressure off of Teddy Bridgewater, they are probably a better team. And I would agree, then they're probably around an 8-win team. They'd be like an 8-9.
Yeah, so on the flip side of that, let's say Melvin Gordon does have a good season. And I think the reason why he is going to have a good season this year is because of the fantasy guy that I drafted last year that ended up being a bust, scored like 7 points the whole season. But that is Noah Fant. Like, I think Noah Fant is a player for the Denver Broncos that kind of has to have a good season. Be that good check down guy. Be that bailout, and keeping the safeties honest. Not keeping 7-8 guys in the box. Because if Noah Fant excels this season, which I think he can, that will open up for Cortland Sutton. That will open it up for Jerry Jeudy, and then of course open it up for the running game as well. So I think the whole key to the kingdom right here is Noah Fant.